Here is the Vaseline. It's fully dried after two hours, and I love the way it turns out. Look at it. It looks just like a store-bought Vaseline, and it smells so good too. So I will encourage you guys to try it as well, and you will never go back. You won't want to buy the store-bought. In this video, we are going to cover the ingredients you need to make your Vaseline, the equipment you're gonna need, and why you need to start making your own organic Vaseline at home. Okay, so before we dive in, subscribe, like this video, and comment down below if you've made organic Vaseline before and how it comes out, how you like it. Let me know your thoughts. I love to hear your feedback. I love to hear from you viewers. Thank you very much. So the first thing you're gonna need, the ingredients. I have my organic beeswax. It's the yellow one. We have the white beeswax and the yellow beeswax. Well, I'm using the yellow beeswax palette. This one I got it from Amazon. If you would like to purchase one of these, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Extra virgin olive oil. You can use your pure olive oil, whichever olive oil you have, but this is the one I have, so I'll be using this. Fragrance. This is tea tree oil. It's optional if you like some fragrance in it. If you don't, you don't have to. But the major ingredients you need is your olive oil and your beeswax. Okay, this is only going to add some scent to the Vaseline if you like some fragrance in it. All right, so the equipment we're going to need to make this Vaseline is, I have my saucepan here. Saucepan, a saucepan, wooden spoon, our cup for measuring, and jar to pour it in. Okay, so now that we got all our ingredients ready, so right now I got my saucepan on the stove and it's in a low heat. I put my stove on 6. Then I'm gonna pour my oil. So you need to have this in mind. I'm using 1 cup of olive oil. Okay, so whichever amount of olive oil you are using, the beeswax should be half of it. So I'm saying this in case you want to make a larger quantity. Okay, so suppose for example, if you will be using 2 cups of olive oil, then you will be using 1 cup of beeswax. Okay, so it has to be, the beeswax is half of the olive oil, so have that in mind. So I'm gonna pour 1 cup of olive oil. So I make sure my pot is not very hot, so I'll pour 1 cup of olive oil. And I have my half cup of beeswax. Make sure the beeswax is the pellet one, as in it has to be in small chunk so that it's going to melt so easily. If you got the big one, make sure you know, crunch it to a smaller pieces so that it can melt on time. So right now I'm going to get my wooden stick, my wooden spoon rather, and I'm going to stir until the whole beeswax is melted in the oil. Remember, on a low heat. See, the whole oil is the whole beeswax is dissolved in the oil. Look at that. Okay, once the whole beeswax is dissolved, we're gonna turn off our stove. Turn off the stove, and I'm gonna drops of my tea tree oil. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I had like 50 drops because I want the scent to, I want to smell the scent of the tea tree. Okay, so I stir it in. I'll let it cool down a little bit, then I'll pour it in the jar. Look at that. Wow. I love the scent. Wow, I can smell the tea tree. That smells so good. I will be using this empty jar I have at home, and make sure you use a jar that your hands can easily fit in. So you see my hands can fit in this jar, so make sure you use something like this. So I'm going to pour it in the jar and let it cool down for probably 2 hours. And we're going to let it sit down for 2 hours. After 2 hours, our Vaseline will be very strong and solid. Then it's ready to use. Make sure you use something with a lid on it. Then you cover it, and that's it. Our Vaseline is ready. Then another method that you can make a Vaseline is by adding. You can do the first method I just showed you, and the other method is by adding coconut oil. You can also add coconut oil with the same process: olive oil, coconut oil, and your beeswax. You can either use your white beeswax or yellow beeswax. Okay, and then you're still going to get the same result. If you are a coconut oil lover, you can add coconut oil to your Vaseline and you will get a very good result. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, subscribe, like this video, turn on your notification bell, and I'll be bringing you more awesome content and more DIYs, parenting tips and tricks, and vlogs, because I also everything I mentioned in this video is going to be linked in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you learn anything new on this channel, leave me a comment below. Let me hear your thoughts and your feedback. See you some other time. Peace. So here is the Vaseline. It's fully dried after two hours, and I love the way it turns out. Look at it. It looks just like a store-bought